Today we are going to study about phylum Echinodermata, phylum Hemichordata, and phylum Chordata. The characteristics as well as some diagrammatic representation we'll be seeing, like a tree diagram relating to details about chordata. Let's study about phylum Echinodermata and its characteristics. You can check out the pictures given over here. Starfish is a well-known creature. Let's come and understand about what do Echinodermata means. Echino. Echino, as per the term, it is totally related to spines present over their skin, and derm here is skin. So there are animals which comes under this particular phylum which has spines over their skin. Endo- Endoskeleton here is calcareous, is made up of calcareous, that is calcium carbonate. Even the ossicles arise from the mesodermal tissues. The ossicles or the pores present overall their body, they are arising from mesodermal tissue. Mesoderm and endoderm, ectoderm, all these terms you have already studied. The body of starfish usually, as an example which comes under echinodermata, is a pentaradial because it has a radial symmetry having 5 arms. Penta means 5. So adults usually they have pentaradial symmetry as adults. 5 sections branch off from the disc. Bilateral symmetry as larvae. So when in larval stage, in the young stage, at that time they show bilateral symmetry. Details about echinodermata: the body shows endoskeleton, means the skeleton is there inside the body. Radial symmetry, simple nervous system, varied nutrition, water vascular system. So water vascular system is a quite different one, as we have seen. This particular system doesn't exist in most of the animals, but this particular starfish, being a marine animal, they have water vascular system through which the water circulates. Hydraulic system is the system that operates under water pressure, enables animal to move, exchange gases, capture food, excrete waste. So all these activities are being done by the particular water vascular system. Water enters and leaves through madreporite. So a particular arrow is shown to check out where exactly madreporite as a opening is present, which is actually a disc-shaped opening on the upper surface of the body. Bilaterally symmetrical, as we have studied earlier in the larval stage. And deuterostomes, mouth forms second, means 2 openings are there over there, mouth and anus. So some more details about the characteristics. Mouth is present on ventral side while anus is present on the dorsal side. This you need to remember. Respiration here is taking place by papillae, gills or cloacal respiratory tree. Nervous system is totally absent. They are brainless organisms. Circulatory system is reduced. Heart is absent here. Blood has no pigment, so it's colorless. Digestive system is complete. Excretory system is totally absent. Sex is mostly dioecious, rarely monoecious is seen. It means that male and female, they are existing in this particular organisms. Reproduction here occurs by sexual as well as asexual reproduction. Fertilization is totally external, that is outside the body. Development here is indirect with characteristic larvae. So development occurs, and those larvae, they have different characteristics, and after after becoming an adult, that time the characteristics varies. Next phylum is about Hemichordata. Hemi means half and chordata means rod. That is a notochord or a rod-like structure which is present, that is present in half of the body, and so the term Hemichordata is being given. So this is an example of balanoglossus. If you remember, the defining characteristic is that they have a rod in the half of the body, lower half of the body, and so they are considered under phylum Hemichordata. These are all marine animals. They are living at the bottom of the sea in burrows, and this is an example. Mostly some are free living, but there are some animals which are totally sedentary and having soft vermiform unsegmented. The body doesn't show any segments, so we call it as unsegmented one, and is divided into three parts. You can check out three parts: proboscis, collar and trunk. So body is divisible into proboscis, collar and trunk. Notochord occurs only in the anterior end of the body. Numerous paired gills are present. You can check the picture over here or even in your text. So a pair of gill slits are seen, gills are seen, or notochord is seen. Nervous tissue lie embedded in the epidermis and occur both on the dorsal as well as ventral surfaces. So nervous tissue or nerve cord or the tissue, nervous tissue, they are embedded, they are seen on lower epidermis and occurs on both the sides, that is dorsal as well as ventral surfaces. Coelom is divided into three regions, namely protocoel, mesocoel and metacoel. This you will study in higher classes, but coelom as a body cavity is a well-known term to you, and fertilization here is an external process. Lastly, we have about phylum Chordata. Let us understand first what chordate means. So all chordates, usually chordate, when we talk about chordate, the word comes from notochord or nerve cord. So here you will find hollow nerve cord in which nerves branch out at regular intervals. So like we have a spinal cord, entire nervous system, same way nerve cord in those lower animals are seen in the form of a nerve cord. Notochord, this is a long supporting rod that runs throughout the body, giving support entirely towards the dorsal region usually. Pharyngeal pouches are also seen, paired structures in throat. Muscular tail, either tail which extends beyond anus, that is also seen. Only 4 to 5% of animals are chordates. Example, fish, amphibians, reptiles, birds. All these classes which you have studied earlier in 10th standard, the same are being again a recall of all those classes are being given over here, but in bit detail. This is a chordata, the phylum Chordata, which is further divided into three subphylums: Urochordata, Cephalochordata and Vertebrata. This also you have studied. Vertebrata is further divided into two divisions, Agnatha as well as Gnathostomata. Agnatha, which means they lack jaw. So they don't have teeth, they don't have jaws as we have, but they lack that. They have in fact the suckers, which I have shown you earlier in the specimen bottle, fish type structure, Cyclostomata, that was shown to you, which appears like a fish but doesn't have jaws. They have in fact the suckers, and using the sucker they are sucking or taking nutrition from the environment. Gnathostomata, they bear jaw as we have. So here superclass is about Pisces as well as Tetrapoda. All Pisces, which includes fishes, they bear fins, and Tetrapoda, tetra means 4 and poda means limbs. So they have 4 limbs, they bear limbs, and so under the classes which includes under Tetrapoda are Amphibia, Reptilia, Aves and Mammalia. And under Pisces we'll be studying about chondrichthyes as well as ostrich-thighs. Coming to the first subphylum, Urochordata, which are also called as tunicates or tunicata. So some examples which comes under it are Herdmania, Salpa as well as Doliolum. 1 or 2 examples you need to remember. They are all invertebrates, notochord but no vertebral column. Larva has all 5 chordate features. Adults retain only the pharyngeal gill slits. Expanded pharynx works similarly to the ctenidium of a mussel. Cilia and mucus are also seen. You'll find here those are the organisms where usually notochord is present only in the tail of the larva. Hence the name Urochordata is being given to them. Notochord is lost during metamorphosis, so during the entire changes right from larval stage to the adult, the notochord is being lost. Pharynx has many gill slits. They have closed circulatory system, and the development here is indirect. So Herdmania is an example. Some examples are shown over here. The first one is related to Ascidia, and the second and third is about Herdmania. Next subphylum is Cephalochordata. They have characteristics like notochord is there, a slender rod which provides or gives the axial support to the entire body. They are all exclusively marine. They are also called as lancelet, which are the small fish like animals, not more exceeding only 5 centimeter in length. बहुत छोटे होते हैं, बहुत छोटे. Example, Amphioxus, if you remember, you have studied about it in the lower classes. Here notochord extends throughout the length of the body. So you can check out the diagram. Notochord जो है एक येलो कलर का नर्व कॉर्ड है और उसी के नीचे एक notochord, एक पतला सा रॉड है, that is called as notochord. Pharyngeal gill slits are seen, that is also labeled here, which is actually a feeding in primitive chordates became gills. Dorsal hollow nerve cord, so nerve cord is also located. Fluid-filled central canal above notochord, solid and ventral in other invertebrates. So post-anal tail is also seen. Closed circulatory system is present. Blood is without the pigment, so no pigment is seen. So blood here also is colorless or a pale white color, but doesn't have any pigment. So this was an example of Amphioxus, which comes under Cephalochordata. Lastly, we are going to study about subphylum Vertebrata, under which this particular division comes, that is Ergnatha or Ergnathostomata, as we have studied or seen a tree diagram over there. So this comes under chordates, vertebrata. Notochord is replaced here by cartilaginous or bony vertebral column, and this is divided into two divisions, so Ergnatha, and in the next class we'll study about Gnathostomata in detail. Here, very short about this particular animal, which appears like a fish-like Petromyzon, but is jawless fish. So jawless, as per the name. Sea lamprey or hagfish, the diagram shown over here is about Petromyzon, which doesn't have jaws. They lack jaws, cartilage skeleton is there. No scales are seen, neither they have unpaired fins. So fins are not present in pairs. They are cold-blooded, that is ectothermic animal. You can check out how jaws are absent and a sucker is seen in place of its mouth. Paired fins are generally absent here. Early species had heavy bony scales and plates in their skin, but these are not present in living species. In most cases, the skeleton is cartilaginous, as we have seen right now. The embryonic notochord persists in the adult. 7 or more paired gill pouches are present. So you can check out some hole-like structures are seen. Those are actually their gill pouches through which the Petromyzon or this particular sea lamprey, they usually respire. So here we have completed about division Ergnathostomata, where a bit information like fertilization here takes place as external. Larvae metamorphose and then migrate to ocean. So this particular animal is seen in oceans only. So here we have completed with division Ergnathostomata. Later in next class we will study about division Gnathostomata. So as of now, I'm ending up the class over here. Do revise the part which was explained. Thank you and have a good day.